gentlemen, welcome to our The Batman discussion. So, Matt Reeves Batman, it came out. We watched it last night, starring Robert Pattinson. So, just briefly, say what did you think about the film? Personally, for me, I think it's a really good film. But as a Batman film, I think it's the best Batman film I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, I have always wanted Batman as a detective, so they did a very good job on it.
Yeah, like everybody was talking about like the.
Bye.
Yes, everybody was talking about like Batman. Like there never has been a Batman movie where he has shown his detective skills, and he's also known as the world's greatest detective. But there has never been an evidence in the live action movies for that. And I feel like this movie showcased that like really well.
Gotham's a character in the film. Like, it's a character. It's a part of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like all this before, right, they said Gotham's a shithole. It's a cesspool of a city, but we've never really seen how bad it is. Like it's shown like it's bad, but this one goes down and says yes. I mean, Batman might be fighting a losing battle here.
Mm-hmm.
They say in the film as well. And then it gives that vibe like, no matter what you do, this city is just not gonna improve. And you get that vibe. From the first shot throughout the film, Gotham is a character. You get the vibe of Gotham.
Yeah.
It's rainy, it's gritty, it's dark, there's crime everywhere.
I don't even think there was a shot in a daylight or something.
No. I mean we have like sunset, but it was mostly all nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why Rob Pat's like Batman throughout the film, like 95% of the time. Because that's all he knows, right?
I think it's the best portrayal as a Gotham City, right after the Arkham City game. I think Arkham City still has the best portrayal of Gotham.
Yeah, we're talking about live action.
Yeah, but
because in
general,
games like they can play or they have all these.
Yeah.
But like even there was a show called Gotham, but it never really explored like what Gotham as a place, because in DC world, right, Gotham is always considered like the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
The worst bunch of people live in Gotham. The worst criminals come out of Gotham.
So and there was a scene with this girl Annika. Like she was just your typical old girl working at a bar or something. She get mixed up with the mobsters and she loses her life. Like if that's how Gotham is. Like you don't want to get mixed up with the mobsters.
You get the feeling like if there's a city out there that could exist, you get that if something that bad, it could exist, and Matt Reeves like perfectly captures that aesthetics of Gotham City. But let's talk about the man himself, Robert Pattinson, the Twilight Boy, as everybody has called throughout.
Yeah.
Crushed it, didn't it? Like he was Batman. After like 10 minutes of the film, I didn't even think I was watching Rob Pat. I was watching Batman.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think throughout the film, like, it was Batman. Like mostly with other actors, like there will be moments of Christian Bale, Ben Affleck. Like throughout this, like even when he was not wearing the cowl, I was like, okay, that's still Batman. I'm not watching Robert Pattinson right here. I'm watching Batman.
Yeah.
Because he was so immersed in the character, and I really loved it. Like I like that he wasn't that playboy billionaire yet, because. Right, no one calls him Batman in the film. Like he's called Vengeance.
Vengeance, yeah.
That's all he goes by. He starts the film going, "I am vengeance."
Yeah.
Throughout the film, because that's all he knows. That he thinks that that's all he needs to do is like drop his vengeance on these people.
Yeah.
And that's the arc I like. Because at the end, when the bad guy takes out his mask and he goes, "I am vengeance," and Batman realizes that that's not the right way to move forward.
Yeah.
And he needs to be someone better, because at the end he said that I need to be someone better. So it sees that the character growth throughout, like he's learning.
Yeah, he's not the same person when he started. Like at the
he's
end.
not that Bruce Wayne yet, but he's getting there, and I like that. It's not an origin story. I'm so glad it's not an origin story, because like I said, I don't need to see the Wayne being murdered for the 500 millionth time again. Everybody's seen Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne die, and everybody's seen Peter Parker get bit by a spider. Those are two things we don't need to see at all, and I'm glad that they like mention it, that he's dealing with his goes to Christmas past.
Yeah.
He's always gonna be doing that. But I'm glad that
That's what
we don't
keeps
go through
him
that.
like going. You know?
Yeah. So we didn't go to that. So I'm really enjoyed Rob Pat's take on it. What do you guys?
So like you mentioned, like he's not the same person when he started the movie, like at the end, and we get to see like his character development, like even his relationship with Alfred. Like at first he's kind of like avoiding whatever Alfred says. Then at the end, like when Alfred is hospitalized and like they're having the conversation, you can see like there's the connection building between them. Even though like they've been like part of the same family for so long.
Yeah, they started as an employer and employee, and at the end, it started to look like a family.
You can tell like
father figure.
Bruce still considers Alfred to be the one person because the way he acts with Alfred is like how anyone would act with their parents. Like he's that rebellious teenager. He goes and like, oh, you're not my father, or oh, why'd you hide this from me? Like he's talking back. He's rudely talking back because he knows that Alfred's that one person he can go back and just not care what he's saying because Alfred is technically his only family, right?
Yeah.
So I like that dynamics between Bruce and Alfred and Andy Serkis. You know, I thought he was gone in that moment, man. To be honest with you. Like,
Spoilers.
I've never felt like before, like, oh, Alfred's gonna die. In this film, I thought Alfred was not gonna make it.
I thought the same.
I thought they were like, holy shit, they're gonna go to that where he's not gonna have anyone. But I'm glad that those stakes are here in this film.
Right off the bat, Alfred's gone.
Yeah, because Andy Serkis is not in the film all that much.
Yeah.
He's
only like a couple of scenes.
Yeah, so when that happens, I was like, oh, okay, they're going to that direction. I legit felt that, yeah. Anything that you didn't... I know you mentioned how you didn't like his Bruce Wayne being all emo-ish.
Yeah,
a lot of people have
emo phase,
had that when Rob Pat was like casted.
Yeah, I mean, after watching the whole movie, I mean, seeing Alfred himself, it kind of makes sense. But like personally, I would think Alfred would raise a like proper boy, like a gentleman. So, you know, you can see.
I mean, like, there's only so much he can do, right? Like,
yeah.
Because Bruce is still dealing with the loss of his parents.
Of course, yeah.
And because he goes like vengeance, right?
Yeah.
So he still thinks that all this anger and rage, the only way he can drop is being Batman and beating these people down.
I think there's like some little details that like add up to what like how Batman is portrayed in this movie. Like when like it's like the start of the movie, Alfred says Batman comes back into the Batcave and he's like, go take a shower, you know. And there's like other little details like he keeps writing the journal, like he's saying like he's been nocturnal for the last
he's a madman at this point. Like he's like the only thing in his life that matters for him is being because he mentioned that, right?
He
Alfred said, you're Bruce Wayne, you need to make that image, and he goes, that doesn't matter to me. This is what matters to me. So for him, Bruce Wayne doesn't exist right now. He doesn't know that he doesn't know that Bruce Wayne has certain power that Batman doesn't, and he can get to certain people by being Bruce Wayne and not Batman. He doesn't know that yet.
Yeah.
He will realize that eventually, and that's when he needs to like, I need to create this, because everyone knows, right? Bruce Wayne's the actual alter ego of Batman.
He was able to meet Falcone.
Yeah, exactly. That seemed like, you know who I am.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bruce Wayne.
Batman couldn't go in.
Yeah.
He had to beat his way in, but Bruce Wayne...
Yeah, he couldn't have the same
access.
conversation that Bruce Wayne had,
As much as Batman's a figure in Gotham, Bruce Wayne is also a figure in Gotham, so his presence means something.
He's like a multimillionaire.
So I think Rob Pat's Batman doesn't know that yet, and Alfred's been trying to tell him. Like, we don't know, like, has he been in Gotham throughout, or did he go out, train with the League? We don't know that, if that exists because Alfred mentions that he trained him, but I'm guessing he might have gone out of Gotham.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you mentioned yesterday too, he probably just got back from somewhere else in Gotham, so that's why most people are not aware of him.
Because it said year 3.
Yeah.
But...
Year 2 or 3?
This is like, so 2 years have already passed.
So he's been Batman for 2 years. But as you see, Gordon's still a captain.
Yeah.
The Riddler's just beginning. So... these are just basically the origin story. So even if he's been Batman for that, he hasn't been doing much. So I'm guessing he hasn't been in Gotham.
Yeah.
Because even at the end they go, oh, Masked Vigilante or Vengeance. They don't know him as Batman. So he's not been the Batman yet. He's been the Cape Crusader. He's gone around. So I'm guessing he's been away.
Yeah.
He's been back. This is one of my guesses. I don't know how they want to move forward with it, but it might not be an origin story, but it basically still the very early time.
I feel like you know, like how they're doing the spin-offs in HBO Max. I feel like we'll get to cover more like what happened in the time gap, because there's already the bat signal that Gordon and Batman they're communicating it through it.
Let's just talk about that. Gordon and Batman, like that dynamics. I've never seen Gordon and Batman like that.
And Jeffrey Wright was great as a Gordon.
Like you've always seen like there's some kind of respect, but these look like they're partners.
Yeah, buddies.
They're working together, like buddies, good cop, bad shit cop, like Penguin mentions, right? It felt like that because he's walking with the cops in a crime scene. We've never seen Batman do that in live action, at least before. Like he's legit walking, watching the crime scene, like you said, being a detective. Yeah. That was really cool to see. Like, and the technology he uses, I've never seen Batman do that before. Like just recording everything with his eyes.
We're talking about it like right after we left the theater. Like he's staring at something for quite a while, and then other place for quite a while.
Yeah, it looked creepy.
He was Sherlock Holmes in that shit. Like he was observing everything. Like how Sherlock Holmes goes to his mind palace. I thought that's what he was doing, but then we find out that he had actually like recording device on his eyes, which is really smart. Which is something Batman would do. You know, like it's something he would do. Like he can't always remember every small details.
I mean, we had a slight glimpse in I think Christian Bale's Batman, where his cowl records everything, but nothing like this.
Yeah, but Christian Bale's Batman always felt like he had so much support.
From
Lucius
Fox.
He was never a detective because he had Lucius Fox always doing the techie work for him. Alfred was always supporting him. So Bale's Batman always felt limited, and I guess Nolan was trying to go for that. So that's why this Batman feels so different, because we are finally going there. Like even Penguin goes, right? World's greatest detective. And he makes fun of them for not figuring stuff out, but I mean, Riddler was a perfect villain to trigger that detective side of him. Like, and even Riddler, like they went a very different route with Riddler. They went very much like the Zodiac killer.
I'm surprised like this was not rated R, because like wanted
to. It was borderline rated R, but at the finally they decided it could be PG-13 because you're right. It's pretty brutal.
Like the second murder of the commissioner, the police commissioner, like that's one of the brutal.
And they laugh at it. Thumb drive.
Yeah. I mean, the thumb test, it should be rated R right off the bat.
I mean, there wasn't blood or a lot of blood, so this borderline they were playing. I guess because now you can get away with a lot of in PG-13. So that's why I think they could get away with it. There wasn't a lot of blood or gore. Yeah. So that's why they could stick with PG-13. But
But it seems like in the UK, like they have a different rating system, and it's something M15 or something like that. And even if you're with your parents and you're 15 years, you cannot see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna stop a lot of people, man. But Paul Dano. We don't see him for 2 hours something, but from the first scene, his presence is there. That's the first scene we see Riddler.
At first, I thought it was Batman, like looking around.
At first, when that scene started, I thought they were doing the origin story. I thought that was Thomas Wayne. Not gonna lie. I thought they were doing, here we go, we're gonna see the Waynes again. And then boom, right there, like, nope, this is Riddler's first kill.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, okay.
Look at this guy wearing the glass.
Yeah. I'm like, shit, let's go, man. We're going with it, because the weapon he uses to kill that plays a big part.
The missile
like ties all together to make the final part of his clue. So and I think it was a great choice to make Riddler the villain, because like that brings out Batman's detective aspect to in the movie. And also Paul Dano is he's like really good in this movie.
He's a crazy ass motherfucker. That's what he is. Prisoners.
If you get
There Will Be Blood.
Was that the movie with Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman was Prisoners.
Yeah.
There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis. He's so good at playing these psychopathic, sociopathic characters. And just that laugh, just that smile when he gets caught When he looks at Batman, he just gives this smile. I'm like, oh
Yeah, at
my
the cafe.
God.
Yeah. Or the diner rather.
Yeah, this guy is seriously twisted.
Yeah.
And
You
I'm
can tell,
guessing.
you can
I'm
tell.
guessing he's gonna evolve into that. Hello, detective.
Edward Nigma type. Yeah.
He's called Edward
Edward
Naston,
Naston, yeah.
but we also know he's an orphan, so I'm guessing that's just a made-up name or something.
Yeah.
So he's gonna eventually be called Nigma. But yeah, Paul Dano crushed it. Catwoman, that was another character, and I was surprised to see how much she was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be honest, I was not expecting
That
her
was a
to
screen
be
time?
like a major player
Yeah.
in the film, but she was very much in it. And Zoe Kravitz,
Oh, honey.
yeah, just I think her and Rob Pat had great chemistry together. Like, no,
Yeah,
often
they
like
did a
we
good
don't
job,
see
yeah.
good chemistry between
Yeah.
lead actor and love interest,
Yeah.
but they had great, and just the emotional vulnerability in her character. Because I expected every second for her to lie
Mm-hmm.
and do something, but no, you can feel that she was legit.
So you were expecting a betrayal.
I was expecting a betrayal because that's what Catwoman's
Catwoman's,
known
yeah.
for, man. She's always looking out for herself, and I don't blame her.
It's
If
not
Gotham-
always. It's not always though.
But it seems like she's in the beginning stages
Yeah,
of
but still,
being a
you know,
Catwoman,
like-
so yeah.
you it's something you don't just pick up and
Yeah.
down. Like, it's something you're grown up with, because just the way her story is, this like the way she grew up
And she
in
also
the environment.
Yeah, she ties back to Carmine Falcone, like who's another great.
Yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
Falcone, I did not expect to like Falcone as much as I ended up liking him.
It was like I'm the mobster. What can you do about it? You know.
That scene between him and Bruce Wayne, when he goes to confront him, is like, I did the job. Your dad, he thought he was a saint. He was a Boy Scout.
Mhm.
He came to me. I did what I had to do. Just the way he says it, I'm like, that's the most dangerous
Yeah.
man in Gotham, and there's a reason why. And fucking John Turturro was so good as Falcone.
I feel
man.
like he died too early. From just my opinion though.
She needed that.
Yeah, I
right?
mean,
Like, 'cause
It feels
he-
like Penguin's arc
you're
later
looking
on.
like
about, like-
the DA, the mayor,
Mhm.
commissioner, everybody was under him. So if you don't take that person out, literally no one else is gonna be. Because you need it. You saw that, like how Cobblepot looked.
Mhm.
Like, this is my moment
Yeah.
to grab the power. Because he said it, right? Once Thomas Wayne died, everybody
got power
jumped
hungry,
for the
yeah.
power.
For the
So
for
you
the
needed,
renewal money, yeah.
you needed the story to move forward. You needed that big
That
person.
$1 billion.
Because
Mm-hmm.
Maroney was gone. I don't know if he was arrested. I think he was arrested.
Yeah, they did a whole act
Yeah,
of
I don't think he's
drug
dead.
bust. Yeah.
Was he dead?
I don't think he's
No,
dead.
he's not dead.
So they would still have this big crime boss
Yeah.
still
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
So
Because
Falcone,
Maroni is a big player when it comes to like
Yeah.
drug dealing,
Yes.
those kind of things.
so he's still there if we need him.
Mhm.
But Falcone being that personality that was controlling Gotham, now him not being there, that means there's power grab again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it gives like options for people like Cobblepot and Joker
Mm-hmm.
to come and create their own thing.
That cop from Narcostic, or he even mentions right. There's no reason for like a voting system or
Oh,
mayor
right.
election
Do you think the elections matter? It doesn't, because Carmine Falcone's the mayor.
Yeah,
he
he's
owns
the
everything,
mayor,
which is true. Like, nothing matters in Gotham because Falcone's controlling everything. So you needed him to be out of the way. You needed him to die, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Batman technically helped Riddler kill him.
I mean,
He mentions it, like, bring him to the
It was
light.
in its clue, yeah.
Bring
yeah.
him to the light. He brought
But
him
he
to
wasn't
the light.
expecting that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now that's why Riddler's so good, because he's always one step ahead of Batman.
Mm.
Batman may be world's greatest detective, but Riddler's always got that extra step ahead of him.
Mhm.
And I love that because it shows Bruce that he's still vulnerable.
Yeah.
He's not perfect.
I mean, he's just starting, so.
Like, even down the
Like
line.
talking about vulnerabilities, like you could see even physically, like he's jumping off from the
Yeah, the first time
From
from
yeah.
the rooftop.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like he's not perfect. Like he did not land like perfectly.
Because Rob Pat's not built like Ben Affleck, right?
Mhm.
He's not big guy.
Yeah.
So they try to make it as realistic, as believable as possible. Like,
Mhm.
tomorrow if you open the news and see a guy put on a mask and a cowl beating people up, you believe that that's what they wanted us to feel looking at this.
Mhm.
And I get it, but I hope down the line that they also explore the mystical, because Batman's not a real person.
Mhm.
Yeah, like no real person's gonna dress up like that and go out. So I want him to not be so grounded to reality. I want them to tackle every aspect of Batman. Like, yes, we got a detective part, but you know, he's dealing with like freaking clown prince of crimes and people with venoms in their body and like a crocodile and stuff like that.
Yeah, Lazarus Pit, Ra's al Ghul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, because my only fear is moving forward, like they're not gonna tackle all those because they're so like, oh, I want to keep it grounded to reality. Because Matt Reeves mentioned that multiple times. I don't want it because I'm invested now, and when I'm invested,
I think
want
I
to
saw an interview where he said like he wanted to explore Mr. Freeze in the future movies.
Yeah, but Mr. Freeze, like they could easily be like, oh, that's a mistake of science. Because he's already said if the Joker did not fall down in the acid. It's just he was born with it. So those are gonna like Nolan did that, and I get it why he did it. But now we're in like this centerpiece of comic book films where we can do comic booky stuff, and I don't need them to go crazy like bring I don't know Calendar Man or all that stuff. But,
Condiment Man.
Exactly, but even the basic ones like Ra's al Ghul. If you're going Ra's al Ghul, he's a mystical being.
Yeah. He's been around for like 500,000 years.
Tackle with that. Don't try to go Liam Neeson all over because, I'm not all for that. So I hope they balance it out properly, basically. But what else did you think about the film?
Oh, Penguin.
Right. Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
You gotta watch the film. You can come out and still not recognize Colin Farrell. I don't know why. I'm still questioning why the decision to cast him. But I'm not complaining because Colin Farrell's a great actor. And probably the standout in the film for me.
I feel like
because just the way he talks, right? Like
with that New York accent,
Where did that come from? Because this doesn't sound nothing like Colin Farrell. It looks nothing like Colin Farrell. I don't know how Colin Farrell could have sent somebody else in place of him. Earn easy paycheck because that's no Colin Farrell, man.
Yeah.
And he's played an over-the-top villain in a comic book film before. He was Bullseye in
the
Ben
Daredevil,
Affleck
right?
Daredevil.
Yeah.
So I've seen him be over the top, and he was over the top here, but in a good way. And it's got me excited for that Penguin TV, so I'm not gonna lie, because I don't know if they're gonna do a prequel and save his sequel arc for the Batman films, but whatever it is, I want to see this guy, because that whole scene between him, Gordon, and Batman, when they're like asking if he's the rat. And he's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. He's making fun of them, good cop, bad cop shit, bad shit cop. And that...
I feel like when it comes to Penguin, that's how I picture him, like how he portrayed it. And that's why I really like this version of Penguin.
And the $1 million question would be, would he carry an umbrella?
Yeah, definitely. He has to.
He
He's
has
already like limping, so he needs something. He's gonna wear the hat. To me, Danny DeVito is what I picture Penguin as, because that's the face that comes to my head as soon as Penguin comes. So this, I'm still not gonna think Colin Farrell as Penguin, because like I said, Danny DeVito as Penguin.
I mean, he's kind of taller for a Penguin.
Like
character.
Joker, right? I don't think of any specific person when I think of Joker, even though there's been great performance at Joker.
Yeah.
Penguin, no matter what, is Danny DeVito. That face just sticks.
The nose, the face,
He was,
the body.
He was like disgusting as well, like eating fish and all that. He was very disgusting in Batman Returns, but he's that's the face of Penguin. But I'm excited to see how Colin Farrell's character takes over Gotham's mob world, because they're setting that up for him.
And the whole iceberg clowns thing, he technically owns it now.
Yeah, of course, as Falcon is out, so he's been running.
Talking about Penguin, the greatest chase scene.
Oh, the great
car scene.
Yeah.
That car chase. Batmobiles never looked so fierce before. Like the music,
even the sound that he makes.
The music, when the engine, the boost, everything. Everything in that scene was like, shit, let's go. Give me like 10 more minutes of this.
At that moment?
Yeah, that chase felt so like insane.
I don't know if you guys picked it up or not, but like you could even hear like the gear changes that he was making.
Yeah, the sound effects, everything in that scene. Like I don't know how much of it's VFX or how much of it's real. It looked real, It looked like they were going to the highway messing.
I watched an
everything up.
interview. I think Colin Farrell. He said that there was someone driving on top of the car,
Mhm.
so it's like actually filmed.
I would believe it because it looked very, very
Yeah.
good. And just the way him go, I got you, I got you.
You bastard.
And then when Batmobile comes through the flames, so I was like, shit, let's go, man. That was sick.
I mean, the moment he started the car, that noise.
Just the
That-
car, the way it's
that
introduced.
raving
to-
engine. Oh
like
my
we
God.
see a shadow in the dark, and you know, no car's ever gonna get like people going nuts. Like you can tell, oh, it's the Batmobile. Like just like it's just the whole Batman. Right? Even when Rob Pat's Batman comes in, he's just,
I mean-
he's just
Oh, yeah, he's
walking from the
sad, yeah.
shadow.
Like, and in the start of the movie, like when he goes on about like how the thugs in the street, like low level thugs.
Yeah.
Like even we see like one of the thugs, they go to the store and like they ask for money. They come out and they see the bat signal and
Yeah,
they're like
yeah.
like frightened to death. And
He mentioned, I'm not there, but my presence is
they
enough.
they think I'm in the shadows,
Yeah, I think
but
in the
like I'm the
shadows,
shadows itself. Yeah.
And the fear part.
Yeah.
You know, the symbol.
Yeah.
Going back to the car chase scene or the car itself, I don't think the car had any Batman element to it, but you could tell, right?
Right, it looked the most badass Batmobile
Right.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It looked most badass car or
It looked like
Batmobile, but
he made
did
it
not,
himself. Yeah.
But it did not have any Batmobile element at all.
Mhm.
There's no bat signal or
I
Batmobile.
mean, we haven't
or,
seen it anything.
yeah. So,
It
but
could have
still, the impression it made.
Yeah, it's a
Amazing.
muscle car.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a muscle
basically.
car.
I think it was a 1970 Charger or something.
That was a muscle
Or
car,
Datsun.
but
It could be a Datsun
but
too,
the way it was used,
I think someone said Pontiac or something.
yeah, it could be any of those.
Yeah, just the way it was
1970s,
used, I'm like-
muscle car.
And
yeah.
it feels like he made it himself. Like he
Oh my God.
modified it himself and like made it like what it was.
that exhaust looked like it came out of jet.
yeah, because
Yeah, supercharger.
most of
No,
his
yeah,
gadgets,
like,
it doesn't look
literally,
fancy, right?
yeah.
Even his batarang, it comes out from his chest piece, and he
Yeah.
puts it back.
He cuts it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of that chest piece, isn't that straight out of Arkham game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
the
comes
chest is straight out of Arkham game, and
Mhm.
also that could be the gun that killed, or the gun that Joe Chill used to kill his parents.
Well, we don't know, man. This,
I mean,
this film's playing around. Oh, Falcone killed it. Oh, Maroni killed him. Then
I mean, who gave the order to kill Joe Chill? That's. But
No,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
one who pulled the trigger
Al-
is Joe Chill.
No, even Alfred mentioned it. It's like it could
It's
be
just,
any
yeah, the-
any
Yeah,
random
yeah,
low level
yeah.
thug in the
it's
street.
never, is
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I mean, but
It's
we all know
never-
it's
Like
a
it's
Joe
always
Chill.
tied to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe
I don't
Chill.
need to know. Let's not go back to.
No, I'm just pointing out. Could
No, I'm
it
just
be?
saying
Could
that
it be
the-
the same gun?
Yeah, I don't want them to start the second film with a fast like a Wayne murders. Like,
It would be like the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
too,
we,
like-
don't, we don't need to see them dying again. Let's just skip it. You know, they're dead, and
Rest in peace.
I mean they're dead, but they're still. Thomas Wayne was a very important. Even Martha, like
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
mental
they're both-
illness and
Mhm.
her being in Arkham and all. It played a big part in the film. So
I think it's the first time we seen that part of Martha.
and we've always like. Martha's always been like look pushed aside. Thomas Wayne's always been
Yeah.
well, except like, Martha.
Yeah.
That's the biggest limelight she had before this film. But now we saw like, oh, Martha, she was Martha Arkham.
Yeah.
She had mental illness, and to hide all that, Thomas Wayne had to go to Falcon and all that. So that creates like why we can sense like why Bruce Wayne is what he is.
Mhm.
Even if his parents weren't dead, the Wayne family is not all that like holy family that people think they are.
Mhm.
There's dirt in the past.
And of course.
And the more he finds out, the more like he starts questioning like
Like
whatever he's
yeah.
doing is if it's even worth it, you know,
Mhm.
because he's always doing that so to bring justice to his parents.
Mhm.
And
If you have seen like Mask of the Phantasm, like he's like he dates a woman. I think her name is Andrea or something. Basically, he dates a girl. Like he's in a happy place and he goes to his parents' grave. And
Yeah, he almost got married. He even
Yeah.
gave her a ring.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then she leaves.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, this film apparently he said it was Long Halloween.
Mhm.
A lot of reference. I haven't seen Long Halloween, so
Yeah. The scene with the.
you can feel
Yeah.
Mhm.
throughout that it's Long Halloween
Yeah.
because Matt Reeves said Long Halloween and a sequel, whatever it's called.
Apparently, it's like 3 different comics like mixed together. like Batman Eagle, Long Halloween, and there's like another one.
So you can
Maybe
see
Us.
like he's picked up
Yeah, the
from
references.
a lot of source materials and created this story of his, which I really enjoyed the story of this man. I know it's been done before, like it's a crime noir, but it's been done before, like a Zodiac killer, like but never seen it done in a Batman film. So I enjoyed that
and some of this like cinematography, like it was like so good, like some of the shots like where Batman is like gliding down and you could see like his face like from the front and like even like going down, like that was pretty cool.
The music,
yeah,
Michael Giacchino, always insane. Like that Batman theme is, I think after Wonder Woman theme, I think that's one of my favorite now going on, because it just gets you going like let's go. Because Batman's always got great themes, so to come out and create something different and something recognizable for this, very difficult. But the sound in this film is so insane. Like throughout the film, like it's so good. What did you not like about the film? I mean, it's not a perfect film.
Yeah.
For me, I think that her ending, it's not bad, but it's okay.
Yeah.
The whole water breaking down and Gotham like drowning, and I was like, and then Riddler sending his goons.
That part I didn't like.
I was like, all right, it's okay.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not that bad.
because you caught the Riddler,
Yeah, I mean,
he did his part.
Yeah.
So
Like,
there isn't much there.
I like it how the Riddler foreshadow. Like, I mean, he knew what's gonna happen. He knew he's gonna end up in the bars, behind the bars.
This
rather,
fool
and-
thought that him and Batman were gonna do it together.
Yeah.
He kept saying, "No, you can't go. We're doing it together." I'm like, "No, Batman's not gonna be with you." I thought he knew.
He was Bruce Wayne, right? So I thought they were gonna
I
pull
thought
out.
he knew.
He doesn't.
Yeah, no, yeah.
The whole scene was that Bruce Wayne got away, and he was telling Batman, "Oh, Bruce Wayne is the one that got away, but we got everyone else." But the way he mentions it is like Bruce.
And the scene, even like Batman keeps looking at the camera. I thought like
yeah, because even Batman thought that he knew, but when he goes,
Yeah,
Bruce
'cause, like-
Wayne got away, that's when he realized, oh, he doesn't.
Because
know.
up until that point, like there was nothing that pointed out like Riddler knows like. who
Because
Bruce
that
Wayne.
final video was called The Truth Unmasked. So that's why he thought, oh, the video is about me. He's revealing my identity.
Yeah.
So Batman was all paranoid. This guy knows. And then the way Riddler brought it up too, Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce.
I thought they were gonna pull Telltale on this one, because Alfred blew up the mansion too, and at the same time he was going Bruce.
So
I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be
it
Telltale.
implied that he knew, but it was a red herring because he goes, Bruce Wayne got away. So I was like, oh, okay, so he doesn't know. Because I didn't want, one thing I don't want is the secret identities to come out.
Yeah.
And they've been doing that a lot in all the films. Like, I don't want the bad guys to know who the hero is. You know, it takes away a very important part of the character, especially in DC. Marvel, I'm okay with because it doesn't really matter because the heroes
It's
come
like
out.
a bigger universe. Too.
The heroes come out and say, Tony Stark comes out and says, yes, I am Iron Man. It makes sense because that's his character, right?
Yeah.
For Batman to come out and say, I am Bruce Wayne, it won't make sense.
Yeah.
And for Lex Luthor to find out Clark Kent is Superman, that takes away like complete one side. It basically removes Clark Kent as a character. And you need that in DC. You need Batman and you need Bruce Wayne both to exist simultaneously. And once you reveal that identity, I feel like that completely goes away. So I don't want them to do that again, because in Batman v Superman, when Luthor found out their identity, I was dying inside. I was like, no. So DC needs to keep that, and it will keep them different from Marvel too. Where, you know, like
I feel like over the past like years, they've been trying to emulate Marvel like so much
from
that,
the beginning.
Yeah.
But stakes will be higher if your identity is revealed. Like, you don't want, like, Alfred, for example. You don't want him
like
to
the
be, you know,
people closer to
exactly.
them, yeah.
So
And for the very first time, there was somebody else besides Alfred in the mansion.
Oh,
who was that?
The old woman who was working there.
I thought once you look, I know When Bruce calls, oh, something's bad's gonna happen. She goes, oh, I know.
Was that the Manson?
I thought she was
Yeah,
with
it's a Manson, yeah.
I thought she was with the Riddler at that time. She goes, oh, I know. I did it myself.
The mid did it.
Yeah, but
the
then
mid
she's like,
did it.
oh, we tried to call you. It's too late. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. Because that's the way she said, oh, I know. But yeah, that was the Batman. Like I said, it's just 3 hours long.
But doesn't
But
feel like
it doesn't feel 3
like
hours
it,
long. But my fear is right. If I watch it again, is it gonna feel 3 hours long? Because I know already what to expect. All the beats, all the plot points, I already know it. So is it gonna feel 3 hours long? Because, like I said, that final act is not strong. It's good, but it's not great.
Yeah.
So am I gonna feel that? So that's something I'm not sure. Because I don't know how much of a rewatchable factor this film's gonna have. Because that's with crime films. Like once you know how it unfolds, the mystery disappears. And that's something like it's gonna happen eventually with any films, but you'll only find out after watching it again. But other than that, like I don't really have much complaints about how this film was done, to be honest with you. Now this was supposed to be Ben Affleck's Batman, and it was supposed to be directed. This film was gone through like multiple changes. What had happened was completely different than what this started. Even when Matt Reeves was brought in, he was supposed to direct Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
But then he didn't want to be part of a bigger universe. So I don't know. I don't know. He's creating his own Batverse, and he came out and said he doesn't know anything about Joaquin's Joker. So this, like, I hope somehow Warner Brothers can make sense of their whole universe. But we'll see. Like, do you want this to be part of the main universe or just to be its own thing?
I want it to be its own thing, to be
Yeah, with
honest.
the current
Because like
universe, no.
like
So
Batman,
you just want Batman, nothing else.
like maybe like a few characters here and there, like not the characters from like Justice
From the
League,
DC world.
Yeah.
Because they said they just want to keep it Batman.
Maybe bring a few Robins.
Yeah, Batman related stuff.
Yeah, even Robin, like it hasn't been done like at all, and I mean they did it in the Clooney movie, but
Yeah, but Robin's a very tricky character, right? Like, cause
he's basically a kid, like.
you can't do it because Logan did it with Wolverine and
Oh yeah.
X-23. It's the same. Logan's a pretty dark, very serious, grim film, and X-23 was very badass. So it's just how you do it, because Robin's such a, I'm a boy wonder, like all green, yellow, red. He's such a colorful character, and you can't put that in Batman's this world.
Yeah, he's too great.
So it's just, I don't know how they'll do it, but it'll be interesting to see. But why would? Because Bruce Wayne kept looking at that kid, Mayor's kid,
Yeah, he did, right?
and he kept seeing that kid. So why would he bring a kid and endanger the life of that kid? But then Batman keeps doing that time after time after time. So he's got questionable morals. So maybe he will. Barry Keoghan, Joker. What you think about it? That's another Joker we're getting.
Yeah, he didn't have much scenes in the movie. Just one scene that was
like
quite
a
short.
minute,
Yeah.
Like a minute.
Yeah.
Not even
Not
that.
even
It was
that.
basically
I
a
mean, he
tease.
had a quite a.
He said there's a
long
scene that's
conversation.
deleted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently, in the deleted scene, Batman goes like throughout the initial investigation for Riddler, like he goes to meet the Joker.
So he
like,
said he
it's-
went to meet another inmate to wonder why this guy is sending him letters personally.
Alright.
So he goes to question who this guy is. So he goes to Arkham, and that's where he interrogates Joker.
Yeah.
But he said it's sought. That scene's there. It's just deleted. So we'll see that somewhere down the line. But I don't know about another Joker, man. Like, Joker's such a great character, but now
It's
you
been done
got
so many times.
not even so many times. You got simultaneously 4 of them going on right now, or 3 of them. You got Jared Leto, you got Joaquin Phoenix, now you got Barry Keoghan.
But there's one in the Titan series as well.
Well, that doesn't count though, because that's not connected to
Yeah.
the film. So you have 3 Jokers going on, and if you keep doing, like, you lose that magic factor, you know, like when you see the Joker, it's like it's such an insane character. But if you do it every year, it doesn't feel like. I feel Jared Leto got that treatment where no one cared about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joaquin's came and everybody loved it, and now no one cares about Jared Leto's Joker even more.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that was just a tease, and then, but he said it's gonna be 5 years for before Batman 2 comes out.
Oh.
That long?
That long because they're focusing on TV shows.
Like that Penguin one?
So, but Arkham Asylum, I'm guessing that's gonna be Joker in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I don't know, like I don't want to see Joker being done right away. But basically, right, I thought the film was good. I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
And what it makes me is like very excited to see where the future goes with this world.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope Warner Bros. Can keep a proper universe, and if they're going keeping this separate, I just hope they let Matt Reeves do his thing and not go crazy by the success and add all the stuff that he doesn't wanna.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Because as long as the director gets to do his thing, I'm okay with it, no matter what he does, because he's a Matt Reeves, brilliant filmmaker,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I'm excited to see what his vision is.
There should be no backseat driver.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat as well. Like, just do your own thing. Like how they messed up with Zack Snyder and like ruined the whole Justice League thing. And he came out with his own 4-hour cut of the movie. And this is what I want to say as well. Like they're doing these longer movies, and they're getting like good receptions as well. And it's actually good movies too. So I feel like. When they're making the movie, they give the writer like the.
But I feel like this could have easily been chopped down like 20-something minutes though.
It's still like it's 2 hours 30 minutes. That's still long.
2 hours 30 is, like I said, multiple viewing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much it's gonna get to, but it don't no not every film needs to be 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think this needed to be 3 hours either. They could have chopped down or cut down spurs. So just because one thing where I just hope it's not their thing like, oh, let's make a long films. 'Cause if there's content,
Mm-hmm.
yes, give me 4 hours
Yeah.
if there's good. But if you're stretching it out just to make it 3,
Mm-hmm.
then it's gonna take away something like.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like if there's like good content, like then you can go all out with that.
Same.
See? Of course.
So there you have it, guys. That's the Batman. We all enjoyed it. Like, it's
Go
a great,
watch it.
It's a great film.
It's a must. It's a must see.
It's
I
a
say.
great film. It's a great, well done film. Like I said, I don't think it's the perfect comic book film. I don't think it's the best superhero film, but I think it's the perfect Batman film we've seen so far. And I think it's the Batman. That's why it's the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's from us. Thank you for watching, and go watch the film.
Yeah.